I don't get as much requests to film these trucks, but I enjoy doing it. And this is a Lariat, and I know a lot of people like to see the pricing on these trucks. F550, I'm here at Larry H. Miller. Ken in the commercial department did sell this truck, so be sure to reach out to him if you would like to build one like this. Let them know you saw the video. Let's check out the window sticker so you guys can see some of the options and features on this build. So you guys can see here, this has a 203-inch wheelbase, and I believe this is the longest one you can get for the crew cab. Colors on this side, and be sure to pause it for some of the standard equipment that you see here. And then down below is the options. So power stroke is an option on the F550. Also, if you would like to get that 430, you would have to get that high capacity trailering package for, what is it, 580 bucks? And then you have a Payload Plus package upgrade at 1155. And this one has the dual fuel tanks too. $19.95 is the destination charge, and this truck has a total price of $86,460. So for 2024, there's not a lot of differences except for like the mirrors. Like they do give it a color match. I think last year for 2023 it was chrome, and this one being the base model Lariat, you cannot get the ultimate package. I thought you could for some reason, which would give you the heads-up display, front parking sensors, but I didn't see that as an option. But nevertheless, you still have full LED headlights and fog lights. This truck does have quite a bit of chrome on the front end. Recovery hooks are right below here. No forward-facing camera. And because this is the F550, you do have a wider front track. So here's a better look at the suspension, solid front axle, and just check out just how beefy this truck is. Of course, if you would like, you can get these with four-wheel drive, but this one does have four-wheel drive. And hopefully you guys can see it better right here. Four-wheel drive. And then these are the 19.5-inch wheels. They do have 3 tires available online, and the Continental, I believe they're all Continentals. So these are 225/70, 19.5. They have pretty big capacities right here. They are G-rated tires, and 3,970 pounds at 110 psi for single, 3,750 pound at 110 psi for dual. This one does have the fender flares. I am surprised they did not paint those to match the truck. And now that I'm a little bit closer, those mirror caps are actually black. So for 2024, they just make them black. And here's that badge on the side. Fixed running boards. And you do have a forward light right here. These mirrors are heated on the top, but not on the bottom. Painted door handles. Not a lot of chrome on the side of the pickup. And then out back, this is the longest cab to axle you can get with the crew cab. Now you do have a C-channel frame out back here, but I was looking further in, you guys can see it's all fully boxed under the cab there. And as I mentioned, this one did have a dual fuel tank, so 66.5 gallons of diesel on this truck. And this one does have that 430 rear end. And I like that they give you everything on the driver's side. Some trucks do give it to you on the passenger side. There are some diesel stations that give you DEF on both sides, however. You have 10 leafs in that main pack there, and you have 1 overload, so really beefed up suspension. And out back, here's just a better look at those wheels. And I'm not sure if you guys noticed it, but the inner are just steels. And there is no option that I saw online that you can upgrade that. I personally like to have both of them aluminum, personally. You might even pick up a little bit of payload too by adding that second one. Now, I don't see it back here, but this truck does have the power, Pro Power on board, which gives you 2,000 watts, but I don't see it. I guess you have to probably get that installed when you put your bed on the rear. But let's go ahead and pop the hood and talk about this Power Stroke. I think this is probably the biggest hate for these cabin chassis trucks, which is the detuned power stroke. From Ram, you have a detuned Cummins. So this engine is going to put out 330 horsepower, and that comes on around 2200 RPMs, I believe. 950 pound-feet of torque, which comes on around 1800 RPMs. You still have the 10-speed transmission behind it, dual batteries here, and this is also going to have dual alternator. You can see one there, and the other one's on this side because of the Pro Power onboard system there. Let's go ahead and check out the interior. Now, some of my favorite things about the Lariat cabin chassis is you get a center console. I personally like that they give this option to you, and I believe you can get that on the lower trim levels now too. This one does have the B&O sound system. You have the power mirrors, so you can put them in tow mode. You can also power fold them too if the truck is on with power. And there's tons of storage. Really great design with the Lariat trim level too. 10-way driver's seat, and I believe the passenger seat is going to be power too. You have a power steering column and automatic headlights, all that stuff you would expect. Power pedals. Now, I am very shocked they put an electronic parking brake on a cabin chassis. I hate those for these types of trucks. I wish they would just do mechanical. I just feel like that's more safer on the floor. You can just push it down. But yeah, they have the reasoning for switching over, I guess. But when you step inside, you do have a grab handle right there. Really nice attention to detail on the front dash here. And because this is a Lariat, you do have the 12-inch displays for the gauge cluster and for your infotainment. Now, I always show this. You guys know exactly what I'm about to do. Love this about the new Ford trucks, guys. Like, this is my favorite thing to show because, especially for a truck like this, you want to see your temperatures. Like, this is so important. And when I was towing cross country with our fifth wheel when we lived in it full time, I always kept these things up on my Ram. And I love that Ford gave you just a little bit more than even what Ram gives you. And a few more gauges down below here. No heads-up display, as I mentioned. That might be something Ford should offer as a standalone, because that is important for guys who do a lot of towing, especially cross country. This does have that 2-stage exhaust brake, and as I said, this does have the power on board, so it's 2,000 watts of power. And yeah, it's a good system to have. I mean, figure most guys who have these trucks are probably going to be idling a lot, so instead of having to carry along an extra generator and then having to carry along, you know, fuel for it, this is just a better way to go. You can put it in generator mode too, right there. And I love the fact that you do have the split screen, so if you want the navigation up, you can also have the power on board. I forget you have to use these arrows down below, but yeah, you can have the power on board right here. There you go. Dual climate control, heated and ventilated seats. Now, you don't have a heated steering wheel. That's the only button that is taken away with this cabin chassis, but you have your wireless charger. This is good if you do a lot of traveling too, because when you use your Type C, I think Type C USBs charge the fastest. Type A's, I think they charge pretty quick, but this little wireless charger here is a trickle charger, so you don't max out your battery on your phone. You have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which is wireless, which is nice too. But yeah, this interior is really nice to look at, and more power plugs on this side right there. Storage, more storage, and center console storage. This does pop out of here. You have 2 more Type C USBs. This area is illuminated. Let's check out the back. Seat back pockets are right there. More USBs, more power plugs. So if you want to plug things in, charge it, you have that option. And there is storage below the seat. This is collapsible. I will say, if you do plan on traveling and you don't want to get a hotel, because obviously that costs more money, this is collapsible storage, so you could actually sleep back here on the floor if you don't have a lot of stuff here. But let's go ahead and check out the numbers on the door now, pretty much in the video. So here are the numbers. The gross axle weight rating up front is going to be 6,500 pounds. The rear is going to be 14,706 pounds. 19.5 GVWR. These are 19.5 by 6-inch wide wheels. And this truck will not have a payload number because this is considered factory incomplete. But figure you're gonna have, once you add a bed, you're gonna have somewhere in the neighborhood of 8,000 to 10,000 pounds of payload capacity. So that's why you buy these trucks. I even recommend, if you're looking to tow a 20,000 pound toy hauler and you're going to live in it full time, this might be a better truck. Really, the F450 would be enough, but you really do want to consider these types of trucks because those trailers can get really heavy. You guys just saw the axle rating out back, 14,000 pounds. You're gonna have more than enough capacity to tow a trailer like that. But hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, and let me know what you guys think. Is this a perfect spec for someone looking to do some hot shot or just towing their horse trailers? I think so.